We're not saying one way, right? We're not saying one way is better or one way is worse. We tend to think the traditional way is a more encompassing way where everybody wins. The children win, mom wins, dad wins, and we're not splitting our focus several different ways. But if someone is, 35, 36, 37, 38, they're like, okay, we only want one child. We don't want kids at all. Then that looks different than James and I getting married in our early 20s. Well, I was mid-20s. Getting married early on and designing it from there, knowing, okay, we want children. We want a homeschool. So before we even came up with Marriage by Design, we knew what we wanted our marriage to look like. So that's our biggest thing. And going back to what you had said about the boss chick thing, two different things about the boss chick thing, one or two different ways. I'm going to touch some toes. I'm going to step on them with the boss chicks. One or two things. I think there is an innate motherly, I want to have kids. After you reach over a certain age and you got set, you got all the education, you got all the degrees, you begin to realize I might not have an opportunity to have these different things, to get a husband or to have children. And you become that boss chick because that's what I have to give. The other way is you have these younger women that become the boss chicks out of default because they're being raised by boss chicks. They're being raised by boss chick grandmas, boss chick mamas, and they're being raised by these women because a lot of times they've been hurt by men. And so when being hurt by men, let down and hurt by men, father not in the home. And so they decided, I'm going to protect myself. By protecting myself, I'm going to protect my daughter. And how do I protect my daughter? I'm going to tell her to go get all the education that she can get so she doesn't have to depend on a man because men are going to let her down. So go get all the education you can so you can provide for yourself. And if you have children, you can provide for them too because they can't trust men. And so you have this generation of grandmothers and mothers that have raised these children to go out and these women to go out and be boss chicks. And at the same time, I'll touch on this just a little bit. They're raising their sons completely different because they don't have that husband that they can love on and feel on and touch on and cuddle to. They're replacing that because they have that need and putting that on their son. And so simultaneously, we're raising these strong, independent Black women and we're raising these weak men. So, wait a minute. So that whole boss chick thing, that touches me. Because we need to really step back from that. And I believe by bringing some of these traditional values back, bringing moms back into the home, bringing family business, because I'm very involved in our family business. I'm like, babe, what you need? What we doing now? What's our next move? I'm very involved in that. Even with the 2-year-old, I was less involved in it when she was 1. But as she gets older, it's giving me more and more leeway to, okay, I can sit her down and she can read and she can, watch a little show or she can do whatever and mommy can go do this. And it gives me more leeway. But when she was younger, I knew what my role was for her at that point. And so everything changes and grows. And I think a lot of times when women hear traditional wife, traditional mom, traditional all of this, they get so scared because they've not seen it. You didn't see your grandmother being traditional. You saw your grandmother being man and woman. You saw her being mom and dad. You saw your mom being mom and dad. And a lot of times, even when a man is in the house, he doesn't even know how to be a man because he didn't have a father in the home. So we got work to do. We really do. And the traditional family unit is a way to get that unit back together so we can start growing the Black community. Then we can grow outward. But we got to start with family first, and then we can start growing the Black community.
I told you I got a wife.
He picked me up on the corner street, y'all. He picked me up.
I'm sitting here letting this thing just sit a little bit, yo. My sound guy took off his earphones. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here like you literally just pissed some people off.
I should have. I hope to. Because it takes being pissed off to move. If you're sitting there comfortable, then you're not going to make any moves. I am here. I want some thought-provoking, am I doing the right stuff to move my family forward? We're big on creating legacy.
Yeah.
How can I create a legacy if I'm working 40 hours over here and you're working 40 hours over there? And this is what we're teaching what legacy looks like. How can that be family business and how can that be legacy if we're both separated and doing different things?
And we're talking about generational wealth. That's like one of the buzzwords out here.
Absolutely.
Generational wealth, generational wealth. How do you, family is the biggest progenitor to generational wealth.
Right.
Right. And having children, the nuclear family,
yeah.
right? Because here's another thing that's out there right now too is, black men and black fathers particularly are being replaced by the village. Well, it don't have to be just like, a village as well, but that's not as a replacement to the father, right? So we hear a lot of this village talk, but we're going to have these nuclear families where it starts with the husband and wife, right? Where we're on the same page. We have the same worldview. We have the same vision. We have the same philosophy of, boom, this is where we're going. You can't hit a target you don't have, right? So we got the target that we're going to hit, right? And then when we're solid together, then the children come into place and we're building something. How do you have a strong society without strong communities? And how do you have strong communities without strong families? And how do you have strong families without strong marriages? Right? So it starts here, right? With the marriage first, and then to the family, and then to the community, and then that's how we make the impact on society.
Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah. Tradition is traditional for me. No, because you got me thinking. You know what I'm saying? Why do I want to send my wife out there to go work 40 hours for another man to build his vision?
Right.
And then we're not building the vision, which is our vision. And again, hear me clearly, y'all. Y'all know I'm very big on finances, very big on getting out of debt. You know that. I'm not saying do not get you a job to pay your bills and be a responsible human being. But what is the vision for you and your spouse? That's what I'm hearing from you.
Right.
And it's like, get that vision. Then when you get that vision, work towards that vision. Don't serve another man's vision.
Right.
All the time.
All the time.
For the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Think of the percentage, right? If you're working a 9 to 5, you're working a job. Think of the percentage of your waking hours that's devoted to that, right? So if you say 24 hours a day, you sleep for 8, right? Some people, I don't sleep that much, whatever, right? We're just gonna say 8 hours of sleep, right? So you're 16 waking hours. You got a 8-hour job, but it ain't really 8 hours. It's 8 hours work shift, hour lunch. So you're just 9 hours at the job. The commute there, the commute back, right? 10 hours, easy. So 10 of the 16 hours that you're awake
is going
toward it. And so you live for the nights and the weekends. Now you're living your life for nights and weekends. Watch this. You get up, get dressed, give your best outside the house. She gonna get up. Look at my wife, right? She looking good, right? You know what I'm saying?
I'm respecting. She's beautiful now.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right? So she gonna get up and get dressed like this to go with the perfume on
for another man.
Have a work husband, all that foolishness, right? Have a work husband. Right? I'm gonna get suited and booted, go over here and have a work wife, and we're gonna spend most of our day in those environments. And then she's gonna come home, and what do women do? They come home. I gotta take my face off. Oh, so wait a minute. You had to go put on the makeup, and you did all that to look good. And she gonna put on the sweats, tie her hair up, and take them. Look, watch this. We both at home now, right? Guess what? I still put on cologne at home. Yeah. Just to be like, where you going? Right. I'm spending good for her. Ooh. I don't got to, I would do it to go out somewhere else. And then she gets to be around a man that is showing his position of power, right? Because he's the supervisor, the manager, the CEO, whatever the case is. So she's getting to see him make decisions and be, and she's seeing him suited boot, just the best. But when she come home, she get to see my jaws on the floor, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been married for 15 years. Like, she smell when you know what I'm saying? She don't see none of that. Like he don't leave his jaws on the floor too.
Exactly,
like he don't,
She sees the best side of him.
She see the best side in him, right? And we wonder why so many affairs happen in the workplace.
Because they only see the best side of each other.
Then they start, if something is happening at home, you're confided, you're talking to somebody, just proximity, just to the people that you're around the most, right? How many times we think we have friends at a job and then you leave a job and within a couple of years, you're not even in communication with them. But those was your people though. Right. It was just familiarity with proximity.
Absolutely.
That's right. So that proximity is a dangerous thing. So if it's going to be a man that's going to fuss at her, get on her nerves, boss her around, it's going to be me. It ain't gonna be another man.
So you got me thinking, it's like now, if I want to do something with my family, I gotta go ask another man for the rest of my life. Can I take off?
You gotta send your wife, if something going on with your child, they sick, they need monitor, you gotta send your wife to ask a man, hey, can I go home and take care of my husband's children? Is it okay? You gotta get permission.
You got me thinking.
So what I was.
But let's not knock people who have a job.
Absolutely not. Because we were in that position.
Absolutely. And I got people working for me right now. So hold on.
That's good, right?
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, what is the vision?
Right.
Like, and I want to be in a position to where I can set up like my team members now to be like, hey, I get it. You know, working for me is not the move forever. How do we get you in a place where you can go out there and do your thing and maybe we work together, but you're building your vision.
Right.
Right. You're building your wealth. You're building your legacy. You're impacting your family.